Our All-State Good Hands Index, looking at the top four in the Big Ten in terms of receiving yards. For the second straight season, Penn State's Allen Robinson leading the way. He's third in the nation in receiving yards per game. Jeremy Gallant also in the top 10 nationally in that category. But it is Robinson who wins the Richter-Howard Receiver of the Year award for the second consecutive season. Robinson with 10 receptions of 40 yards or longer. That is tied for the most of any player in the nation. And it is time to welcome in the Richter-Howard Receiver of the Year here on our All-Conference Selection Special. He is Allen Robinson of Penn State. Allen, second straight year you've won this award. How does it compare winning it the second time with winning it the first?
It's just as good as the first time, you know, just with put in all the hard work in the offseason with my teammates and just being granted with an award like this is always great.
Congratulations on the win against Wisconsin. And the Wisconsin game seemed to be maybe the best game that Penn State played all year. Tell us your thoughts about going into that game. Did you anticipate that kind of game?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a physical game and a close game, so we just tried to limit our mistakes, which is something I think we did. You know, I don't believe we had any turnovers on offense, and we just tried to be good on third down and just try to get off the field on defense. So that's one of the things that we came into this game thinking, and we were able to do that.
Allen, you mentioned coming in that you wanted to repeat and win this award. With all the goals that you set in preseason, how many of them were you able to attain?
Actually, I didn't obtain any but one, which was winning this award. So, you know, but I still was thankful for the year I had, and you know, just thankful to go out in a good win with my teammates this year. So,
Allen, when Coach O'Brien came in, I remember the players being excited about watching the Patriots tape, hoping that the offense would look similar to that. Now that you've been through the offense for 2 years, how much has the pass game replicated what they were doing in New England before Coach O'Brien came to State College?
It's very similar, you know, especially when we get the offense going how we like it. You know, you can see a big, well, you can see a lot of the same things that they do that we do, you know. So we just try to just perfect our craft and, you know, and just try to go out there and play as hard as we can and be efficient and effective. And we've been able to do that. Obviously,
you played at a high level, winning this award. Are there any things that you could work on inside of your game to improve?
Yeah, definitely. I miss a lot. You know, going into the offseason, you know, I really want to get faster and become a better route runner and, you know, and just try to eliminate all drops that possible that I had on the year.
Allen, a lot of discussion about your future and whether or not you'll return to Penn State. Do you have a time frame in place for making that decision?
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to try to just go home over Christmas break and talk to my family and keep it close in touch with my coaches here and, you know, just try to figure it out. So, you know, I'm not going to say if I have like a specific time frame, you know, but I should be able to say that after Christmas break.
The Richter-Howard Receiver of the Year for the second year in a row, Allen Robinson of Penn State. Congratulations on all your success. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you.
And regardless of whether or not he chooses to come back to Penn State, he has made quite an impact on the Big Ten, on that program as well. I mean, as prolific as they come.
It starts with his outstanding talent, but as we were watching all the clips of Allen, you noticed that he caught some jailbreak screens, some flare screens, so he was in the short zone. There were some intermediate routes, and there were some deep routes. Not many receivers in this conference are in that kind of offense that can give a guy like Allen Robinson all those different options, and I think that was one of the things, along with his talent, that made him special.
And they trusted him. That's the thing about it. Think about Christian Hackenberg, the young quarterback. He would throw it up, and Robinson would find a way to go get it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there were several times where he was just the guy who seemed to want the ball more. There were some other great performances this year. Jeremy Gallant had one of the great receiving games in the history of college football. But what about Jared Abbrederis? Here's a guy who goes, you can respect this, Howard, as a former walk-on yourself. I mean, goes from being a walk-on to being one of the best receivers in the country.
No question about it. And think about this. Abbrederis was truly their only threat at the wide receiver position. Yes, Pedersen was able to make plays at tight end, and they still couldn't stop him. I go back to the Ohio State team game when he was going against Roby all over the place and went for 200-plus yards. So it shows you the athleticism and his ability and would the team trust him to go after one of the top corners in the country and have his way with him.
And I can understand it too, because I'm kind of like an honorary walk-on. Scholarships were unlimited back then, so if they weren't unlimited, I wouldn't have gotten one. So I understand.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I know that Howard can really comprehend it.
More so
you need to put yourself, you need to get outside of yourself, which I know is very difficult for you. But
I'm not even sure what that means, but go on.